verbal riot.
Guys, welcome back, man. It is Thursday. It is Thursday, my favorite day. I feel like I've been gone for a while. Like you guys see me all the time. You see me all the time on other people's shows. So it's stupid to say that I don't stream, but it's always different when it's your own show, right? And I feel like I've been away for a little while. And not just away, but I've been having a lot of interviews lately, which is cool, and I'm grateful to have. And I've been having some collaborators. You guys have seen me with, Ashton Blaze and with Steph from Minority Home. You see me with uh, Nina Infinity. You see me with a lot of people on here, man, which has been very cool. And I'm so grateful that they all agreed to do my show. But there is something special though when it's just me and y'all, right? And I feel rusty though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel rusty. Like I haven't. You know what? I feel like one of those old boxers, man, who stepped away from the ring and decided to come out of retirement and lace up the gloves one more time. Like that's what I feel like right now. Like I feel rusty. I feel like I forgot how things work, right? Like certain buttons and tabs, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not new to this. I've been doing this for a little while now, so I shouldn't feel this apprehensive. But here I am. Here I am. I'm back, and I'm glad to be here, man. And you know what? This is a special day because it's the day before America's birthday. America's birthday is tomorrow, man, and the original No King's Day, right? Liberals will hate that line, by the way. But yeah, it's the day before the 4th of July. I hope you guys have some good things planned. I personally have no plans for tomorrow. I should have probably have planned a little bit better, but I'm sure I'll find something to stumble onto. I'll find a barbecue or a party or something. I'm sure I'll find something. I got some. I got a few friends out there, not many, but I got a few that hopefully will invite me to one of their little gatherings. So anyway, guys, it's Thursday. I'm happy to be here. Something happened a few days ago. I was clearing out some boxes that I had, like in my storage, and I found this bottle of wine, right? And I wasn't sure, because wine is tricky, right? Like wine is like it could age really well, or it could be bad, right? So I found this unopened bottle of wine that I forgot I had, and this bottle, considering the box it was in, it has to be at least 6 or 7 years old. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. It's an old bottle or oldish, right? I decided to pop it open today, and I poured me a glass right now, like right before the show. I haven't even drank it yet because this can go one or two ways. I'm gonna take a sip, and it could be a decent wine, or it's going to be vinegar, and it's going to be bad, and I might have to spit it out. So, uh, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just go ahead and see what the future holds, right? It's not great. It's not great. It's all right. It's okay. I've had worse wine. That's the funny thing about this is I've had way worse, but uh, it'll do. It'll do. uh, I don't even know if I should keep drinking it to be honest with you, but it's. I'm not feeling weird yet, right? So I'm not going to drink a lot of it. I'll just put it to the side there. But anyway, y'all. Uh, I'm happy to be here. I'm very happy to be here. I was running a little late because I had done. I was just on the show with the Critical Drinker, and I thank him again for having me on. And I got pushed a little bit behind, but I feel like things are starting to calm down. I'm starting to kind of get my bearings again, and you know, I can do my show. So, and we got a lot to talk about. We always have a lot to talk about on this show, which is great. And since I've been MIA for like the past week or two, there is a lot to catch up on. But a lot of it has to do with the news that happened this week. And I'm going to jump into that. But before I do want to say hello to y'all. And look at that, man. Chris Gore saying, let's go. Welcome back, Chris. I know you were on you were on a vacation somewhere. So I hope you had a good time. And we need to hang out again soon because the last time we hung out, we did a marathon of Ironheart, and we should not have done that. uh, I maybe not you, but I drank a little too much watching that show because I couldn't get through it sober. But that's the last time we hung out. We need to hang out again very soon. See a lot of y'all in the chat, man. I thank y'all for showing up. Y'all never disappoint, man. You never disappoint. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into the meat of this. Now, this isn't going to be the longest show today. But we have some things to discuss. But I'm gonna try to get you guys in and out, right? But we're gonna start with the big news of the week. And as much as I despise talking about this man, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to talk about Sean P. Diddy Combs, Puff Daddy, Diddy, the Diddler, the ambassador of baby oil. He has made baby oil great again. So, Boga, I guess we can start saying Boga. He has put baby oil back on the map. But let's get serious for a minute. Sean Combs, man, the big news is he sort of got away with it. I mean, I guess that's the right way to put it. Let's take a look. So Sean Combs, he was convicted for a lot of things. Not convicted. He was arrested for a lot of things, right? He was charged. But he beat a few of the big ones. He beat the big ones, right? The big ones that he beat were racketeering, which is a big one. Like, you can get life in prison for some shit like that, right? Like, racketeering is no joke, y'all. He beat that. He also beat another big one. He beat sex trafficking. That's a big one. So he beat the big two. And he got found guilty on something very stupid and small. Well, I don't want to say stupid. That's not right. But he got off. He he was found not guilty on found guilty, I'm sorry, on transportation of or engaging in prostitution, right? So he's not going to get a lot of time for that. And knowing the kind of money he has and knowing his status, he's not going to get any time for this at all. He's probably going to get house arrest at best. He's probably going to get house arrest. He's not going to get any time for this. So, the streets are talking. Some people are very pissed about this, and some people they don't care, right? I'm in the boat of I don't care. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't care, y'all. Because I already knew this. I already knew that there's no way he was going to be convicted. And I knew there was no way he was going to serve any real time. The reason why I know this is this. Not only does he have a shit ton of money, not only does he have a shit ton of influence, he has the tapes. He has the tapes. He has the people, he has the list, he has the video evidence of everybody who was at the freak off, right? If you guys don't know what the freak off is, if you're new to Diddy's shenanigans, the freak off is basically these secret parties he would have where it was mostly guys. Okay, it was mostly guys, and there'd be a lot of baby oil. There'd be dildos. There was some shit going on at these parties, right? He has the tapes. So I knew there was no way he was going to get any real jail time because none of them ever do, right? Don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get me wrong. Every now and then, the powers that be will throw out a sacrificial lamb, right? They'll throw out a guy who has a lot of power, has some money, but every now and then, they got to give up somebody, right? So they'll give up a Harvey Weinstein, or they'll give up, just somebody, right? Just to appease the masses, just to prove, right? To prove that they are not above the law, even though we all know they are. They're all above the law. Anybody else would be screwed, right? I would be fucked. I would be in jail. I'd be in prison. But this is America. This is America. You can buy your freedom in America. So did he beating the charges? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of assume he would. Not to mention, obviously he has the best lawyers, right? I heard some crazy number like for every one lawyer that the prosecution had on their side, Diddy had two. So if they had like three, he already had six lawyers behind him, right? Along those lines. And apparently the prosecution, I'm not going to say they threw the case, but it sounds like they were not on their ball, man. Like I heard like there was evidence that could convict him of this shit, and they still couldn't get him. So either they threw the case, or they're that incompetent. Could be both, to be honest with you. It could be both. That is not good wine. That is not good wine. I really should stop drinking it. But is anyone really shocked by this? Is anyone surprised that Diddy, that Sean Combs got off? I gotta stop saying that he was found not guilty. I don't know. This is wild, man. But here's the thing. Just because he's found not guilty, just because he probably won't do jail time, there's probably going to be repercussions. There's going to be some repercussions, right? He probably can't ever really go back to music or doing music again. I don't really know anyone who's going to ever buy his shit again, right? In that aspect, I don't know if his vodka, his Ciroc vodka, is going to do well. Most likely, the shareholders probably had him sell his shares of the company. So yeah, I don't know. Outside of his freedom, I don't know where Diddy goes from here, right? He has enough money to just kind of disappear for a while. Which, by the way, if I just beat racketeering charges and sex trafficking charges, well, here's the thing. Okay, I forgot to mention this part. He is still in jail. He was denied bail. I guess there is another trial coming up. So I guess he's not out of the woodwork just yet. But he did beat the big charges. Now there's a lot of little charges and little cases that are going to come his way. A lot of private or personal cases that are going to come his way, right? Like things that aren't related to crime, but things he can get sued for. But for the most part, there are a few legal things, and he's still in jail. He's going to be in jail until October. Okay. But my thing is this, man. If I just beat racketeering charges and sex trafficking, I would literally disappear. I would find an island somewhere. I would find a couple of island girls to hang out. Right. I just have like little intimate gatherings at my tropical paradise mansion, and I would disappear from society. But that's me, right? These people are usually not that smart. Most likely they'll commit more crime because they're dumb as fuck. So anyway, yeah, Diddy is sort of a free man, sort of. Anyway, y'all. It seems like this case has been going on for a while, right? And it's kind of weird that we're finally getting into the end game of all of this. And it ultimately really doesn't mean anything because, like I said, when you got that kind of money, you can kind of do whatever you want and get away with whatever you want. So, all right. Anyway, I'm gonna look at some of y'all comments because I guess I can't talk about Diddy without getting into like what y'all think about this. Russman says he has a sentencing hearing on the lesser charges. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. He's not completely out of the woodwork just yet, but for the most part, he is. Nick Brown says if the baby oil is too slick, you must acquit. Well done, sir. Well done. I like that. All right, let's take a look at another one. This is from the Infidel. I saw a video on X earlier of him supposedly beating the shit out of someone in their hotel hallway. Yeah, that was the Cassie incident. And I really don't know what's going on with that. I think that's going to be a different trial altogether. And even then, I don't know if he's going to serve real time for that either. Because it's so long. I think it happened so long ago. I don't know if statute of limitations hold up. Like, I'm not sure. But and it doesn't help that she literally went back to him right after that, right? But that's a whole nother discussion. I'm not gonna get into why women do the dumb shit that they do. Okay. Like, stay with a guy like this. It's weird to me, man. I look at guys like Sean P. Diddy Combs, and I look at people like, R. Kelly. I look at the Harvey Weinsteins. I look at these kind of guys with all this kind of money, power, and influence. And I always kind of wonder why. Why? Like, you guys have enough money and enough resources to live the life that you want to live. You don't have to deal with all the crazy dumb shit us poor people have to deal with. Why do you constantly fuck yourselves over? Right? Like, I get it. Maybe you get bored. Maybe it's boring being rich. I wouldn't know. I'd like to try it out for myself, to be honest with you, but maybe it's boring being rich. And you have nothing better to do than do shit like this. Like, I don't get. I will never really understand it. But maybe that's because I'm not a millionaire, right? Anyway, I'm gonna take a look at one more comment, and then we're gonna move on from the diddler. Nick Brown says, "Have the biggest freak off." I wouldn't have a freak off personally. I'm just saying I would entertain guests, right? I would entertain guests. I would have friends over. We'd have a good time. And guys, you have to understand, I have to approach this whole topic very carefully because for some reason there's rumor out there that I've been to some of Diddy's parties. I have never been to one party. I don't know this man. So I'm reluctant to talk about it, right? Because I don't want any association. Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know nothing about nobody. Okay. I know nothing. Okay. So, all right. One more comment and then we're moving. We're moving on from Diddy. This is from the Napsky. Power and money will do it to you. Yeah. Every single time, man. Every single time. But anyway, guys, enough of Diddy. Let's get into somebody even more obnoxious than Diddy. And of course, I am talking about Pedro Pascal. Because surely we can't get enough of this guy, right? Like, we just can't. He's he's all over our feed, he's all over our movies, he's all over everything. And we can't escape this at all. So I'm gonna play you guys a clip really quick. And this is from I think it was from Avita. He went to the screening, or not screening, he went to a Broadway showing of Rachel Zegler's new Broadway thing, or stage thing, which was the story of Avita. And regardless of how I feel about her, I heard that, she was very good and the show was very good, but Pedro showed up to support her, right? Along with other celebrities that are, that kissed the ring, right? But here's him at this gathering with actress Sarah Paulson, where he's doing that weird Pedro thing where he's touchy-feely on these actresses and they have to pretend to like it because he's a male feminist, right? But just look at the like Pedro! She looks so uncomfortable, man. And the thing about Sarah Paulson is that she is a full-on lesbian. Like, she's not bi, she is a lesbo. You get what I'm saying? I don't even know if that's a correct term to use. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying that, but she is a lesbian. She is a lesbian from the island of Lesbos, right? Like, she is, no dick has ever come across her path. Okay. she looks really uncomfortable. And no one can say anything, right? Because it's Pedro Pascal. He is becoming, for me, the biggest deterrent from any movie. Honestly, I know I'm going to see the Fantastic Four, but it's almost at this point like I'm going to watch it like begrudgingly. I'm tired of the guy. So here's the thing. Even if Pedro wasn't an obnoxious asshole in real life, I'm just tired of seeing him in every single thing. I'm tired of it because he's one note. I know exactly the kind of performance I'm going to get out of him every single fucking time, right? But you add on top of that the fact that he is obnoxious, and I think he knows he's obnoxious, and he's doing it like purposely, like to troll us, right? Like I don't know if you guys saw this video, and this was done by Vanity Fair. Now maybe it's just him, having a good time and being foolish and whatever the case may be, but uh, this kind of made me a little sick, if I'm being honest with you. Like, what is this? What the hell is this? This is nightmare fuel, y'all. What is that, man? And again, I just I think he knows how despised he is, at least among half of the country, right? The conservative side. Let's just call it what it is. He knows he is, right? And this guy is Mr., LGBTQ. He's really, look, guys, if we're being honest, he's gay. He is a gay man who doesn't want to admit that he's gay, but we all know that he is. We saw him, we've seen him. We know. Okay. This man was licking a light stick like he loved it. You get what I'm saying? Uh this dude is he's gay. Now, that's not the problem though, right? I have friends that are gay. Like I don't care. Here's the thing, guys. At the end of the day, I think human beings as a whole. Now, I'm not talking about specific because I know a lot of very cool specific humans, but humans as a whole, we're kind of trash pandas. You know what I mean? Like I don't have a lot of faith in humanity. Like I would be the guy walking around with, Thanos was right. I'd walk around with that T-shirt on because he was. The less people, the better, right? But I Pedro is weird in the way that he's gay. He promotes gay issues, right? His sister is trans brother. I'm sorry. His brother is a trans woman. And we've all seen the way he acts. We know he's gay, right? Why not just come out and admit it? Why not just say it? He'd probably be less annoying if he just came out, right? And then there's the whole J.K. Rowling situation where he did I think within the same interview of Variety, he did this. He said something about J.K. Rowling, and I'm gonna pull it up. So yeah, here he's talking about he basically called her a heinous loser. He went into all this spiel about her being a bigot and this and that. Uh, and of course J.K. Rowling being who she is, being the queen of shade, she had no problem slamming this asshole. But he's constantly doing just these things, right? Now, the reason why I bring Pedro up, the reason why we're even talking about Pedro right now is because someone asked me a question a couple of days ago. And for the life of me, I couldn't answer it. I couldn't really fully answer it because it was a good point. Why is it that Pedro Pascal can get away with the shit he gets away with, right? But Rachel Zegler, who just as obnoxious as he is, right? She gets penalized for it, right? Like they silence her, which they should have, by the way. These are all the right things to do when somebody is screwing up your project. They silenced her. She's probably blacklisted. She probably won't work in Hollywood for a very long time. A very long time. But why does she get reprimanded? But this ass clown can literally do whatever he wants, say whatever he wants. Because they kind of said the same things. So why does he get away with it? Now, the theory is, and just a theory, that I've heard is that, yeah, Rachel's obnoxious, but what did her in, the reason why they locked in on her was because of what she said about, free Palestine and all that other shit, right? The Jews in Hollywood didn't like that. So they punished her. Now, maybe if Pedro says something about, the Jewish people, maybe he'll be put in the same timeout. So far, he's been smart enough to at least avoid that topic. But here's another weird question for me, though, is since Pedro Pascal isn't profitable, he's not profitable. Why? Why is he the golden boy of Hollywood right now? Why are studios kissing his ass? Why does he have to be the guy for every fucking movie? I mean, I'd love to have an answer to that because for the life of me, I've never seen this before. I don't understand it. I don't understand how you could be completely unprofitable and still get the kind of work that this dude gets. Now, one of my theories is, besides the fact that he kisses the ring every chance he gets, besides kissing the ring, I think he works cheap. I think Pedro comes in under like standard payouts, right? He's not getting the Robert Downey Jr. money. He's not getting the Brad Pitt money. I think that's a big reason, is that he works cheap. And I'm saying that because I've heard it. I've heard rumor. I don't know if it's true. I heard he comes in very under budget though. That still can't be enough for oversaturating the market with this guy. I don't know, man. I personally, I'm just tired. I'm done. Like I'll go see Fantastic Four, and I'll probably have to hold my nose while I watch it because he's not Reed Richards. Let's be honest. Like if you've ever read the Fantastic Four, if you know the Fantastic Four, this guy is not Reed Richards. It's that simple. So what I would like to know, what I'm curious about though, is if Fantastic Four fails, right? Is he still going to be the guy? Well, let me rephrase that, because he does have the Mandalorian and Grogu coming out, right? So if those two movies bomb, is he still going to be Disney's golden boy? Now, there are advantages to kissing the ring. And Mark Hamill lately is proving that, because Mark Hamill has been in more movies lately than I've seen him in the past like 30 years. But when you kiss the ring long enough, they throw you a few bones, right? So who knows? Maybe if Pedro keeps kissing the ring, if he keeps bending over, he'll keep getting work. I'm just tired of the guy. That's it. I'm just tired of him. I don't really want to see him anymore. So I know I'm an asshole. I'm the one asshole who doesn't like Pedro Pascal. I'm kidding. I'm sure a lot of people don't like him. What's funny is, he's like he's supposed to be this beacon of masculinity, a positive masculinity, right? And I watched something a couple of days ago, and I think it was on Pop Culture Crisis, and they were talking about the fact that even liberal women are starting to turn on Pedro. They're starting to get sick of his antics, right? So I don't know. Maybe the rose colored glasses are starting to turn brown. You know what I mean? And I mean brown for shit, not brown because of race. So stop it. Stop that. Anyway, y'all, let's take a look at some comments, man. Just a couple before I hop into the next topic. Bill S. Preston Esquire. I think he's on a bunch of Diddy tapes. He may be filming. You know what? I wouldn't doubt it. Would not doubt it. Let's take a look at another one. This is from Beebs Mago or Magoo. Beebs Magoo. Or is it Boobs Magoo? Boobs. No, Beebs. Phrasing. I know. I'm the king of bad phrasing, man. I can make anything sound awful. That's my gift. That's my talent. Another one from Beats Magoo. Because he can at least act like he's not insufferable. Uh, but she's but she's like that in the parts she plays. Yeah, talking about Rachel Zegler. Yeah, I agree. I look. I'm not saying Pedro Pascal is a bad actor. I'm not saying he can't act. What I'm saying is, look, man, there's a lot of talented actors out here who don't get the kind of love, I should say, that Pedro Pascal gets. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. He's not. I'm just tired of seeing him in everything. That's all. He is one note. I am going to say that, and I'm tired of that stupid mustache. But but he's not a bad actor. Rachel Zegler, yeah, nah. I mean, look, I think Rachel Zegler has a lot of talent, especially in singing. She's a better singer than she's an actress. But the talent seems to kind of disappear or it drops to the back when you're just a complete asshole, right? So it kind of brings you down some points. But no, Pedro is a decent actor. Uh, this is from Poro 208. Pedro passes as white, but checks the POC box. I completely agree with that. Yes, he is a white passing Latino. You know, and say what you want to. That's going to get you. Look, Hollywood loves to check their boxes. So the fact that look, if they could find a black person who could pass as white, well, you know what? I guess they got Zendaya, right? I mean, Zendaya is, I mean, she's black, but you know. But no, if you can find someone like a minority that could pass as white, they're going to cast you in a heartbeat because it checks the box, and then and they can still pretend like they're not racist. All right. I'm gonna look at one more or two comments and then we're gonna move on. This is from Marksman of 117B. Hey Riot, love your stuff. Have a question. A bit off topic, but after watching your stream with Gothics about ninjas, have you heard of Frank Zanus here on YouTube? You know what, man? I have not, unfortunately. And yeah, uh that video with Gothics was phenomenal, man. I have nothing but respect for the girl. She is a legend in the game. And again, if you guys haven't seen her documentary, it's on Amazon Prime. So look it up. It's Gothics with an X. And we had a lot to say, man. We kind of addressed Black America and the shit that we need to fix, basically. And I got a lot of interesting emails and comments from other black folks who weren't as happy about that video because look, man, at the end of the day, I am always going to call shit out. I'm going to call shit out on everybody. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you're white, black, gay, straight, trans, whatever. I'm always going to call out the bullshit. And honestly, it's probably hurt me a lot in my career, being honest. It's probably hurt me a lot the fact that I have the kind of face that I cannot pretend. You know what I mean? I can't pretend that I'm into something that I'm not. So, yeah, I'm always going to call it out. And some people don't want to hear hard facts or the truth. So, anyway, if you guys haven't seen the video with Gothics, watch it. It's somewhere in my library, somewhere on YouTube. So, all right, y'all. And I'm going to look at one more before I move on to the next topic. And this is from Callahan Media. The Gothic video was sick. Yeah, it absolutely was. Absolutely. I gotta stop drinking this. This is awful. This is fucking awful wine. Um why am I drinking this shit? Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next topic. Oh boy. Because I haven't talked about this topic enough. We're gonna talk about the cope of the Ironheart series. Now, by now, all of you have probably either have watched it or you probably haven't watched it. What am I talking about? You probably have heard enough about it at this point. And I'm not going to get into it. This ain't a review. This ain't, this is just me talking about the aftermath of the show. The show concluded Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. And Disney Plus, they dropped it in 3 parts, right? It was three last week and then 3 this week. So by now, all the secrets are out. You guys have all seen the clips. You've seen the social media. You've seen the whole deal. Ironheart is a weird cope, man. It's a weird cope because I get it, right? We're as much as I despise this term, or I've come to despise this term, the culture war is still happening. We are still in a culture war, guys. Just because Trump won doesn't mean the culture war has ended. We're still in it. We're still battling the same assholes that we battled before. They'll probably disappear in maybe in a year or two. But for now, Trump's only been in office for the past 6 months, right? There's a lot of shit to get through before, we're on the other side of this. But Ironheart was a show that Disney, and I have this on good authority, Disney wanted to shelve it. They wanted to put it away. They did not want to release this show. They didn't want to do it. For the first time in forever, Disney decided to make a smart move. They wanted to shelve it, but they couldn't put it away because, and only because, of optics. Right? It's the optics. You can't shelve a show, a superhero show, your first ever black-led or black female-led superhero show, right? Couldn't do it without catching some hell, right? Now, what they did do, and I can only tell because of the way it's paced, I could tell they reshot a lot of shit. I could tell they took out I guarantee you, as woke as you think this show was, guarantee you it was even more so before Trump won. When they thought Kamala was going to win, right, or Biden at the time, I guarantee you it was a shit ton more woke than what we got. So, and that's saying a lot, right? Because here's the thing. I honestly didn't think the show was that woke. I just think it was a bad show. I just think it was poorly written. And if I'm going to be fair, it was poorly written because Ironheart is a poorly written character. Even in the comics. Even in the comics, Ironheart is a stupid character. Right? All these characters meant to take the place of our heroes, right? You have her trying to take the place of Tony Stark, Iron Man, right? You have Natalie Portman's character, I always forget her, Jane Foster, trying to take the place of Thor, Odinson, right? They're trying to put these women or gay dudes in place of the heroes that we all know and love. Falcon, right? Falcon is now Captain America, not Steve Rogers. They've been trying to do this for a while. And they have. They had, fuck trying. They've been doing it. Not successfully, but they've been doing it. And I think they finally caught on that Ironheart is probably going to be a failure. I think they knew that a year ago. The crazy thing for me is this. They dropped this literally weeks before the Fantastic Four comes out. This is the lead-in to the Fantastic Four. This isn't good for Disney. This isn't good. Regardless if they want to shelve it or not, they kind of fucked themselves over. But the cope is what we're talking about. Because I've been seeing a lot of comments on X, right, from people who are like, this is the best Disney show ever, which that doesn't say anything because most of Disney Plus shows suck, right? But they're saying shit like that. And they're talking about, if you don't like it, if you don't like Ironheart, then you're just proving you're a racist. I'm like, really? I'm a racist against black people? Because I didn't like it? I am racist against black people? Yeah, okay. It's like that Larry David gif, from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Okay. Okay. Uh, it's fucking ridiculous. But the cope online is wild. And then I saw one tweet, and I wish I could remember where I saw it, where they put Disney's name in the like they tagged Disney to tell them that if they didn't continue Ironheart like a season 2, that that they're that we're like we're holding your feet to the fire if you don't approve an Ironheart season 2. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, from my sources at the MCU, it's not happening. It's not it's never happening. This what you got? What you got was it. That was it, man. This is as much Ironheart as you're going to get. She might have a cameo in Doomsday or Secret Wars, like there'll be a cameo where maybe she dies. I don't know. But nah. Nah. And the weird thing about Ironheart for me, if I'm being really honest, is the message behind it, right? I don't know if you guys watched it. And again, I'm not getting into a review of it, but Ironheart is about the smartest black woman in the world. One of them, right? I think Shuri's the other one, right? The two smartest women. See, when I say black woman, I mean woman in the world, right? Who happens to be black, right? So you have the smartest black woman in the world. Genius, prodigy, right? And you still make a show about her having to be a thief. Smartest black woman in the world. Doesn't know how to make money outside of stealing it. What the fuck kind of message is that? Right? I pulled up this tweet from my boy Epic Mike. Some of you guys might know Mike. Mike's a good dude. But Epic Mike was like, so the lesson of Ironheart is being iconic. Is being iconic is worth more than your soul. So yeah, I mentioned this in my review. She doesn't save one person in this whole show. She is a terrible character. Everything is about her. She screws over people. She's dishonest with the people closest to her. She's kind of a despicable character. Like really, And this is a character that's supposed to represent black folks, right? The smartest black women in the world, right? Guys, you can't even write this kind of shit. That's how bad it is. Like I feel like if I were drunk off my ass and high at the same fucking time, I couldn't write anything nearly as bad as Ironheart. But that's not all. That's not all. If you guys watched Ironheart, then you saw the big reveal, right? You saw the surprise. Mephisto, for those of you who read comics, Mephisto makes his appearance, played well by Sacha Baron Cohen, who was really, literally the only bright spot in this whole film or show. Sorry, the only bright spot was Sacha Baron Cohen, who killed it. By the way, why they wasted him on this ship, I don't know. But even though he did a good job, even though nothing but respect for Sacha Baron Cohen, we still didn't really get the Mephisto we wanted, right? We wanted the devil. We wanted the red face, master of evil, master of hell, the Satan of the Marvel universe, right? We wanted the real Mephisto. And they kind of gave it to us, right? They gave it to us here. And this crazy, stupid little flash of a scene. His reflection in this spoon. Yeah, this is a spoon. He's about to go stir his coffee with. If you look real hard and squint, you can see his red face with the white eyes. That's the only time we ever get the real Mephisto. The only time. I am very concerned for the MCU. I saw something a couple of days ago, and you guys probably saw it too, where it talked about the MCU was ending Phase 5. I'm like, were we in Phase 5? Like, I don't even know anymore. Like, who's been paying attention to phases of the MCU anymore, right? Like, phase what? Okay, sure. Why not? I don't know where they're going to go with this because after Secret Wars, I don't know what else is happening. I don't think they know what else is happening. I mean, yeah, there's speculation that there's going to be the X-Men and they're going to focus on that and Fantastic Four, but maybe. Or they just go away for a while, which would have been my recommendation after Endgame. Anyway, that is it. I'm not, well, I say I'm not, but at least on my own show, I'm probably not going to talk about Ironheart anymore. You know, I'll probably talk about it on other people's shows because, you know, topics, but I'm done talking about this stupid ass show. I shouldn't be drinking this shit. It's starting to grow on me, actually. This wine is starting to grow on me in a weird way. Let's look at just a couple of comments before I move on to the close to last topic of the day. Beebs Magoo, what even with phase 4 and 5? Do they have a name for them? I don't even know. I didn't even know we were in phase 5. Like, I was like, really? Okay. Yeah, I had no idea. All right, this is from the infidel. They need to put a chick in it and make her lame and gay. Well, she was lame. Whether she was gay or not was they never really discussed it, but she was definitely lame. Hannibal Grimm, dumbest genius I've ever seen. Yes, she was not very smart to be considered a genius, but whatever. And again, smartest black woman in the world has to steal to make a living. This is from Zendabib, and y'all are killing me with these names. Pedro Pascal is not going to save the MCU. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think he's going to hurt the MCU, in fact. All right. Now I'm going to read one more before I hop into the next topic. Atlas, told you, man, keep drinking. It tastes better. Yeah, you know, it's a weirdly starting to grow on me. It went from being, but here's the thing. Maybe the wine is growing on me because I keep drinking it, right? I keep drinking it. I'm getting a little buzzed. So maybe it's making it taste better. I don't know. But it did take a weird, you know what it is? Okay, I think I figured it out. I think I let it breathe, right? I let the wine breathe this whole time I've been talking. It's gotten oxygenated. Is that the right word? So maybe that's helping, that's bringing out the taste. I don't know. I'm not a wine connoisseur, even though I used to be a bartender for many moons. Was never that big into wine. So whiskey, gin, absolutely. But wine, I was all right. I was okay on. All right, and I'm gonna read one more just because we're in the spirit. Mr. Drow says, well, the character can only be as smart as the writer behind him. That is absolutely correct. And as we all know, Hollywood has been infiltrated by activists. They've gotten rid of all their decent writers. So, yeah, you're right. Which concerns me about the Fantastic Four, because Reed Richards is supposed to be the smartest man in the fucking world, and he's being played by Pedro Pascal. And do I think that the writers at the MCU know how to write Reed Richards? No. So anyway, I'm not going to get back into Pedro. I've left Pedro behind. Anyway, y'all, the next topic is something I actually really want to talk about because I saw this movie over the weekend, and I got to tell you, This movie is a breath of fresh fucking air, man. I kind of knew it would be. I was excited for it all year. I've been waiting to see this film. I still went in with reasonable expectations, but it was just you know what it is? It was just a solid movie. And the movie I'm talking about is F1 with Brad Pitt. Got to talk about it. So, if you guys have not seen this movie, highly recommend you watch it. This movie was a throwback to very just good old fashioned sports movies, man. This is a guy's movie, right? Now, what's funny is I made the mistake of taking a female friend of mine who, you know, she loves Brad Pitt and everything, but she wasn't as, enamored with it as I was, because this movie is very sports related. You know what I mean? It's very just, it's a great story, man. It's a great story about this, you know, this old veteran race car driver, who before doing Formula One, he was a NASCAR driver, right? And you have this young, cocky, young kid who, the guy next to him, who they're on the same racing team, and he's supposed to be like the hot shot, right? This young kid, and it's the typical trope of young hotshot thinks he knows everything. The old grizzled veteran comes in and kind of schools him, kind of helps him along. But the old veteran also has his own personal issues, right? And I just feel like everybody in this movie, man, Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, everyone. I can't remember this young actor's name that's next to him, but he did a great job. Everyone brought it for this movie, man. This is a movie like kind of like Days of Thunder, where it's just a good film. It's just a good. There's nothing groundbreaking about it. There's nothing. I will say that the effects were amazing. The visuals on the racetrack were crazy, for sure. But for the most part, this is just a human story. It's a human story about a guy who has always been this close to getting the ring, and has never been able to win the big one, right? And this was what this movie was kind of about, was Brad Pitt finally being able to win the big one. And I'm not giving anything away because I'm not saying he does, but I'm saying his goal, his thirst to win the big race, right? Um, this movie's solid. It's just a solid good movie, right? Like, and I wish there was like more I could really say about it because I don't want to give things away, but it's a movie that I would highly recommend you watch. And those movies for me are far and few in between these days. So there's nothing preachy. There's nothing preachy about this movie. There's nothing uh woke about this movie. There's nothing. It's just a good, solid film with good, solid characters, man. And I gotta applaud Brad Pitt, man, because I mean, he's been hit or miss for the past couple of years, man. I think he chose the right script this time, and it's good to see him back. It is. It's just good to see Brad Pitt back on the big screen. I know he got tied into some deals with Apple Plus and I think what's the Amazon? No, Apple Plus. I think he had a few deals with them, and his past couple of movies weren't huge. I mean, there was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but that was like what, 4 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Or actually even longer than that, I think. When I think about it, that was an older film. So he hasn't had a lot going on until now. So if you guys have not seen F1, man, highly recommend it. You know what? That the movie was so good, it almost I didn't do it, but it almost made me want to like, download one of the F1 games on my PS5 and just start, racing. You know what I mean? And I don't even play racing games, but that's how good the movie was. It's like I really kind of got invested in Formula One racing now. So I know there's a couple of cool Netflix reality shows on F1. I might start watching it, man, because I'm kind of curious now. I'm kind of curious. But yeah, if you guys have not seen this movie, man, you should definitely go watch it. because I mean, to be honest with you, there's not a lot in the theater right now anyway. I mean, from what I've heard about Jurassic Park, you guys can easily skip that movie, man. I've been hearing some awful things about Jurassic Park. But yeah, F1 is the one. No pun intended. All right, I'm gonna take just check a few more messages, guys, and then I have one more thing to talk about, and we're gonna wrap it up because I do have somewhere to be, unfortunately, in a few minutes. Hamilton Grimm, Mead is where it's at. I disagree, sir. Mead is rough. I had mead one time, and it's too sweet. It's too sweet. Mr. Drow, well, the character can only ever be as smart as the writer behind my. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I already read that one. Let's see. Bees Magoo, don't drink and drive. I'm not driving anywhere. I take Uber a lot out here in LA. So, all right. So I'm going to end the show on this really quickly. Hannibal Graham, Dante got that stuff R&B is always talking about. maybe I do, but no. Anyway, guys, I am going to wrap it up with this. There was some sad news that happened today, or news that came across the feed today, and that is actor Michael Madsen, man. You guys have probably seen him in so many things, man. He was, Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs. He was Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2. He was in The Getaway with Alec Baldwin. The guy has just been in so many movies, man. Donnie Brasco, he was in, and I think actually he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right? He's done a lot of Tarantino movies, okay? But yeah, he passed away at the age of 67 of natural causes, which is, it's sad to hear. I know he has some demons he was fighting. He had some problems with certain things. You know what I mean? And he didn't have a very easy life, right? But it's sad because he was such a good actor. One of my favorite films of his is Kill Bill. I love Kill Bill. I loved him in Kill Bill. And yeah, it's just it's sad to see somebody like that go out. 67 it's not super old. It's old, but it's not like ancient old, right? So it's kind of sad to hear. And of course, we can all remember him as Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs. Remember the scene where he's dancing to that song by I think it's Steelers Will, the Stuck in the Middle with You, where he's dancing around and he cuts the cop's ear off, and good stuff. Just good stuff, man. RIP to him, man, and prayers to his family. I know he's the brother of Virginia Madsen, the actress Virginia Madsen, who's been in like a ton of different movies. I remember her most from Candyman back in the 90s. But and I think she was in that movie Sideways, that movie about wine. But yeah, Michael Madsen, man. I've met a lot of celebrities during my time, but unfortunately, me and him, I never crossed his path. Wish I would have. Would have loved to have maybe had a conversation or take a picture with the guy. But yeah, man, we lost a great one. So RIP Michael Madsen, man. And that's going to be it for us, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know this is a shorter show, and next week I might have another special guest, so that should be fun. Still working out the details on that. But you guys, it's 4th of July weekend, man. It's 4th of July weekend. You got to go have a good time. You got to go do something crazy. Eat tons of barbecue, drink tons of beer, fireworks, the whole deal. And if you guys could do me a favor, I always ask this. If you can just sub to the channel, it helps me out so much. You have no idea. Greatly appreciated. If you could like the video, comment on it, and do all that, fun YouTube shit, I absolutely Appreciate it. And something that I always forget to say is if you can click the notification bell, because I have a theory. I have a theory that YouTube does shadow ban me a lot because I could be a little rough around the edges, and I don't play nice when it comes to YouTube. So I do think I am shadow banned. So if you guys can hit the notification bell, it'll let you know. It'll let you know when I have a video drop or when I, go live like I am today. So anyway, y'all have a great weekend, man. I will talk to you guys again next week.